At first we said maybe 5 or 6, and then we said, nah, this is year number 8 for us.
Hello, my name is Ricardo Ramon Ruiz, and I will be reciting Fire and Ice by Robert Frost. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. What I've tasted of desire, I hold those who favor fire. But if it was to perish twice, I think I know enough hate to say destruction of us is also great, and would suffice.
My name is Sherrod Thomas, and I'll be reciting The Rose Family by Robert Frost. A rose is a rose, and is always a rose. But the theory now goes that the apple is a rose, and the pear is, and so's the plum, I suppose. The deer only knows what will next prove a rose. You, of course, are a rose, but we're always a rose.
Good afternoon, my name is Liz Ruiz, and I will be reciting Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost. Whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep.
Hello, my name is Christopher Espinal, and I'm reciting Looking for Sunset, Very Winter by Robert Frost. The west was getting out of cold. The breath of air had died of cold. When shooting home across the water, I thought I'd see a better life. In summer, when I passed the place, I had to stop and lift my face. A bird was an angel gift. It was singing in it, sweet and sweet. No bird was singing it now. The single leaf was unbound, and that was all there was to see. And going twice around the tree. From my benches on the hill, I judged that your crystal chill was only adding frost to snow. As you to go, that wouldn't show. A brush had left, a crooked stroke, but what was it, the cloudless moon? From north to south, across the blue, a perseverant star was true.
So, hey, my name is Richard Winter, and I'm going to be reciting the poem, Canis Major by Robert Frost. The great overdog, the heavenly beast with a star in one eye, gives a leap in the east. He dances upright all the way to the west, and never once drops on his 4 feet to rest. I'm a poor underdog. I'm a poor underdog, but tonight I will bark with the great overdog that roams through the dark.
My name is Han Nguyen, and I will be reciting the poem, A Limestone Song by Robert Frost. The limestone clouds lie touted and swift, the road is forlorn all day, where a myriad snowy courts still lit, and the hoof pits vanish away. The roadside flowers, too wet for the bee, expend their bloom in vain. Come over the hills and far with me, and be my love in the rain. The birds have less to say for themselves, and the wood world's torn to spare. Then now these numberless years the elves, although they are no less there. All song of the woods is crushed like some wild, easily shattered rose. Come, be my love in the wet woods. Come, where the boughs rains when it blows. There is the gale to urge behind, and we are singing down, and the shallow waters are flooded with wind from which to gather your gown. What matter if we go clear to the west, and come not through Jashar, for wilds and roots shall wet your breast, the rain fresh holds and wrath. Oh, never this moment east wind swells, but it seems like the seas return to the ancient lands where it left the shells, before the age of the fern. And it seems like a time when after doubt our love came back amain. Oh, come into the storm and rout, and be my love in the rain.
My name is Evie Mejia, and I'll be reciting The Lockless Door by Robert Frost. It went many years, but at last came a knock, and I thought of the door with no lock to lock. I blew out the light, I tiptoed the floor, and raised both hands in prayer to the door. But the knock came again. My window was wide. I climbed on the sill and descended outside. Back over the sill, I bade a come in to whoever the knock at the door may have been. So at a knock, I emptied my cage to hide in the world and alter with age. Thank you.
My name's Kyle Connor. I'm reciting Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her heart is huge to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay.
Hi, my name is Anicia Nazario, and I'll be reciting A Minor Bird by Robert Frost. I wish a bird would fly away, and I'll sit in my house all day. I've got my hands in Hefman's oil, and it seems as if it can bear no more. The fault must partly have been in me. The bird was not to blame for its key. And of course there must be something wrong. I wanted to silence the song.
Hello, my name is Angel Melendez, and I'll be reciting a poem, Devotion by Robert Frost. A heart can't think with no devotion, greater than being short to the ocean, holding the curve with one position and counting an endless repetition.
My name is Louise, and I will be reciting Fire Maze by Robert Frost. Some say the world will end in fire, and some say nice. From what I've tasted and desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if I had to perish twice, I think I know enough hate to say for destruction is also great and will suffice.
Hi, I'm Maggie Suarez, and I'll be reciting Revelation by Robert Frost. We make ourselves a place apart behind our words that tease and flout. But oh, the agitated heart till someone find us really out. 'Tis pity the case required, or shall we say that in the end we speak the literal to inspire the understanding of a friend. But so with all, from babes that play at hide and seek to God afar, so all who hide too well away must speak and tell us where they are.
My name is Nicholas Rosado, and I'm reciting Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost. Nature's first green is gold, her heart is gold to hold. Her early leaves a flower, but only so now. The leaves subside to leaf, so even sink to grief. So dawn goes down today, nothing gold can stay.
My name is Emily Jacinto, and I'll be reciting Window and Little Flower. Lovers forget your love and list to the love of leaves. She a window flower, and he a winter breeze. When the frosty window vial was melted down at noon, in the cage a little bird hung over her in tune. He marching through the pane, he could not help but mark, and only passer by to come again at dark. He was the winter wind, concerned with ice and snow, dead weeds and unmated birds, little love could know. While he sighed upon the sill, he gave the stars a shake, as witness all within, who lay the night awake. He hath prevailed to move her for the flight, from the fiery looking glass and the warmth of window light. But the flower leaned aside, as though not to say, the morning found the breeze 100 miles away.
Hello, my name is Tatiana Ramos.
Hi, Mariana Ramos.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Peter.
And we'll be reciting Going for Water by Robert Frost.
The well was dry besides the door, and so we went with pen in hand across the field behind the house to seek the brook if it still ran. Not loud, had excuse to go because autumn eve was fair. They were chill because the fields were ours, and by the brooks the woods were there.
We ran as if to see the moon that slowly dawned behind the trees, the barren boughs without the leaves, without the birds, without the breeze. But once within the wood, we paused, like gnomes that hid us from the moon, ready to run to hiding room with laughter when he found the snow. Each lay another a staying hand. To listen air, we dared to look, and in the hush we joined to make. We heard the brook. A note was from a single place. A slender tinkle fall that made. Now drops the flood of the pool like pearls, and now so big.
Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm Charlene. We are going to be reciting a prayer in spring. Oh, give us a pleasure in the flowers today and make us not think so far away.
As the uncertain harvest keep us here, all simply in the springing of the year.
Oh, give us a pleasure in the orchid white, like nothing else by day, like ghosts by night, and make us happy in the happy bees, the swarm delaying around the perfect trees.
And make us happy in the darting bird that suddenly above the bees is heard, the meteor that thrusts in bonito bills, and all by blossom in mid-air stand still.
For this is love, and nothing else is love, to which is reserved for God above.
And to sanctify, to walk far and to will, but which it only needs to be fulfilled.
Hi, my name is Dia Santana.
My name is Erica Reyes.
My name is Kia Guzman. We are reciting a considerable speck. Speck that would have been beneath my sight on any but a paper sheet so white. Sit off across what I have written there and have idly poised my pen there.
To stop it with a period of ink, when something strange about it made me think, this was no dust speck by my breathing blanc, but unmistakably a living mic, with inclinations it could call its own.
It pauses with suspicion of my pen, and then it pauses with suspicion of my pen, and then came racing wildly on again, to where my manuscript was not yet dry, then paused again and neither drink or smell. With loathing, for again it turned to black.
Plainly with an intelligence I dealt, it seemed too tiny to have room for feet, yet must have had a set of them complete to express how much it didn't want to doubt.
It ran with terror and cunning crept, it flattered, I could see it hesitate, then in the middle of the open sheet, cowered down in discretion to accept whatever I accorded it of fate.
I have none of the tender than though, complicity, reckless love, with which the modern world is being swept, but this poor microscopic atom now. Since it was nothing I knew evil of, I let it lie there till I slept away.
I have a mind myself and recognize, mind when I meet with it in any guise. No one can know how glad I am to find on any sheet the least display of mind.
My name is Karina Champi.
My name is Guadiana Martinez.
And we will be reciting The Road I'm Taken.
I know we're frost.
Two roads diverge in yellow blood, and so I cannot travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could to where I met again the road.
Then took the other as was his friend, having perhaps a better place, because it was grassy and rough to wear, that as well passing there. How one yet really but the same.
And both that morning equally lay. In leaves no steps had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. And knowing how days wave lead on to way, I doubt I should ever come back.
I shall be telling this with a sign of someone's ages and ages hence to roads to be opinion, and I took the one that's telling them, and that was the
I'm Nathan Youth.
And I'm Orlando Romero.
And we will be reciting Sitting by a Bush in Broad Sunlight. When I spread out my hand here today, I catch no more than a ray. To feel love between thumb and fingers, no lasting effect of it lingers.
All right, yo, John, where you at? Where you at, right there? All right, yo, drop that beat real quick.
For there was one time and the only one who does do look on the sun, and from that one to take all fire, all creatures to the world in the sun.
And if men have watched a long time and never seen sun submitted slime, again come to life and crawl off, we not to be ready to scoff.
Throw that again.
God was declared he was true, so he took up the field and went through. And remember how fine a fish and
God once spoken to people by name. The sun was imparted its flame. One impulse persists as our breath, the other persists as our flame.
John, you want to hit the solo?
Boundless. We're reciting Flower Gathering by Robert Frost. The meaning of this poem is that when Robert Frost used to go for long walks and hikes, he couldn't bring his wife along with him because she was pregnant. So he would bring her flowers, so that way when he went on walks, she won't feel lonely while he was gone. I left you in the morning, and in the morning glow, you walked away beside me, to make me sad to go. Do you know me in the blooming, gotten dusty, gray with roaming? Are you dumb because you know me not? You're dumb because you know. Offer me not a question for the faded flowers gay, that can keep me from beside you for the ages of a day? They are yours, and be the measure of their worth for you to treasure, the measure of the little while that I've been long away.
Hi, my name is Luisa Behar.
Hi, my name is Janelle Ramirez.
Hi, my name is Amanda Mora, and we'll be reciting the poem called The Lockless Door by Robert Frost. It went many years, but at last came a knock, and I thought of the door with no lock to lock. I blew out the light, I tiptoed the floor, and raised both hands in prayer to the door. But the knock came again. My window was wide. I climbed on the sill and descended outside. Back over the sill, I bade a come in to whoever the knock at the door may have been.
So at a knock, I emptied my cage to hide in the world and alter with age.
Hi, my name is Erica Ramirez. And my name is Solange Tavares. And we will be reciting the poem Riders by Robert Frost. The surest thing there is we are riders. And though none too successful at it, guiders. Through everything presented, land and tide, and now the very air of what we ride.
What is this talked of mystery of birth? But being mounted bareback on the earth, we can just see the infant of a child. His small fist buried in the bush hide. There's our wildest mount, a headless horse.
But though it runs unbridled off its course, and all our blandishments will seem defied, we have ideas yet that we haven't tried.
My name is Mayosi Reyes.
My name is Grady Duchesne.
And we will be reciting Love and a Question by Robert Frost. A stranger came to the door at eve, and he spoke the bridegroom fair. He bore a green white stick in his hand, and for all burdened care. He asked with his eyes more than the lips, for a shelter for the night. He turned and looked at the road afar, without a window light.
The bridegroom came forth into the porch with "Let us look at the sky," and question what of the night to be, stranger, you and I. The woodbine leaves littered the yard, the woodbine berries were blue. Autumn, yes, winter was in the wind, stranger, I wish I knew.
Within the bride in the dusk alone, bent over the open fire, her face rose red with the glowing coal, and the thought of the heart's desire. The bridegroom looked at the weary road, yet saw but her within. And wished her heart in a case of gold, and pinned with a silver pin.
The bridegroom thought a little to give, a dole of bread, a purse, a heartfelt prayer for the poor of God, or for the rich, a curse. But whether or not a man was asked to mar the love of two by harboring woe in the bridal house, the bridegroom wished he knew.
And we'll be reciting the poem Revelation by Robert Frost. We make ourselves a world apart, a place apart, behind the light words that tease and flow, but all the agitated here, to someone who finds really out.
This pity if the kids require our soul we say, in the end, we speak the literal to inspire the understanding of the front.
But so was all, from babes that play, and hid and seek to God afar. So all who hide too well away must speak and tell us where they are.
Hi, my name is Joyce.
My name is Antar. By Robert Frost.
Sea waves are green and wet, but up from where they die rise others vaster yet.
and those are brown and dry.
They are the seed-made lamb, to come at the fisher town, and bury in solid sand the men she could not drown.
She may know cove and cape, but she does not know mankind. And if by any change of shape she hopes to come upon.
Men left her a ship to sink. They can leave her a hut as well, and be but more free to think, for the one who cast off shall.
So much depends on the pileated player who keeps time, the one who doesn't align to the hollow tree's baseline.
I want to thank the judges, Karen Klein, Gail Henning for helping with this, and Rich Corwin, and Mark Shore, and also Mrs. Bagger. All of the judges agreed that this was a marvelous, marvelous poetry beat. We had all kinds of teamwork here with the groups, and then the individuals, and everybody worked very, very hard, and this was really a lot of fun for us. We've done the best we can, and here we go. So we're going to start with the group bronze, and that goes to Nathan Youth and Orlando. We have another bronze here, and I forgot about the music man. All the gold medal for the group, Joyce Sen. The silver medal, and that would be Brittany Duchesne and Mary Elsie. For the individuals, there are 2 bronze, 2 silver, and 1 gold. The bronze individual, 2 people. First, Richard Renta. Bronze, Ricardo Ruiz. 2 silver medals, Sherrard Thomas and Edie